up, everyone? This is Coach Cody from the Athlete Academy here in Salisbury, Maryland, here with another weekly video on our Whiteboard Wisdom series. And today I'm super excited to talk to you guys about the topic of recovery. Recovery is, I think, a very important topic right now. We had a lot of great questions submitted, and I felt that this was the most appropriate video for right now since we are in the fall season. And this is a conversation we're having with a lot of our athletes and parents. You know, they're asking, hey, what modalities can we be doing or can my athlete be doing in order to not be fatigued, and they're sore and they want to get ready for a game. And there are a lot of great modalities that we're going to get to a little bit later in this video. But what I want to cover first is the topic of the supercompensation theory. Now, this is a very complex theory that I'm going to make, very simple for you. If you are interested in learning more about this, definitely reach out to us. We will gladly talk to you about it and help you understand it a little bit more. If you're a coach, athlete, and or a parent, doesn't matter. We can definitely talk about this. But in a nutshell, every sports performance coach, every sports coach, anybody working with a young athlete that's in season should absolutely understand this theory, because if not, then we're just guessing. I'm going to games and I'm hearing it in the crowds, I'm hearing it from the parents, I'm hearing it from the coaches. They're watching their athletes play or their team play, and they're saying, you look tired, you look fatigued, we need to condition more. And that may be true. Again, I'm not at practice, so I don't know what's going on. But there's also the possibility that, what if the athletes are already in a fatigued state? So if you're comparing to their baseline where they normally play at, and they're playing a little bit worse because they're fatigued, and you assume they're fatigued and you continue to condition them, they're just going to get more fatigued, making them more likely to get hurt. So again, very, very important topic to understand. So let's kind of dive into it real quick. So this black line here that goes across, let's call this our baseline. This is us on a normal day, maybe first game of the season or first practice, whatever it may be. But that's just us at a normal state. Now, anytime we train, there's a training stimulus or a training load, and it's going to make us fatigued. And muscle's going to break down when we are fatigued. And in order to get more powerful and stronger, we have to recover. So we receive the training stimulus. We get fatigued here in the reb. We're in the fatigue state. In a perfect world, we should then go into our recovery period, which brings us back to our baseline. And then after that, we should go into the supercompensation theory for about 7 days plus or minus 3, so 4 to 10 days. We're in the supercompensation theory, where we actually have progressed above our baseline, and we're playing at our peak performance, we're playing at optimal levels, and this is what we should be chasing come playoff time. As strength coaches, when we make our programming, we're programming for playoffs or big games, and we want our athletes to fall in here, not over here or here. We want them above their baseline. And again, that's perfect world. There are a lot of other variables that go into it, but the issue if you see that sports coach who's watching his team play, and he says, you guys look deconditioned, we need to condition more. And what if they are just in a fatigue state and they condition even more and they drop down here on the fatigue level? Now they got to take that much time to recover before they can get to supercompensation. So again, you guys can see why that's very important to understand, because if we keep getting more and more fatigued, then we're more likely to get hurt. So again, a very complex theory that I kind of simplified for you. But if you're interested in learning more, definitely reach out to us. Now let's get to the meat and potatoes. The modalities that are great for recovery. So this side over here, these are the things that I see very often, and it's not that they're wrong. They are great tools. They are tools in the toolbox, but understand they are just tools in the toolbox. There are many things we can do to recover. In fact, this side is going to be more important, so we'll wait to get there. Number one, stretching. Stretching is very important. I should actually call it mobility. I'm not a fan of just like stretching the muscle. I'd rather go through a mobility series that's actually going to mobilize the joints versus just stretching the muscle, because the joint mobilization to me is going to, one, keep you healthy, make sure you're not getting hurt, and two, help your recovery, just like stretching would. So I should really call that mobility, but for today we're going to leave it as stretching. Rolling out and smashing, that's your foam roller, your barbell smash. We utilize all these tools here. The Theragun, you guys are seeing that on Amazon. You're seeing that in ads. That's a little gun you put up to the muscle, and you see it kind of like pounding at the muscle, breaking up some tissue is essentially what it's doing. Cupping, dry needling, grafting, all those are great modalities that can be done by a licensed professional. If you're interested in those, I do know of a few professionals that I can connect you with. Cryotherapy, it's going to be ice therapy. We actually have a really cool cryo site in Salisbury now. I need to make my way over there and meet them and introduce myself. But I have heard very good things about them. So again, these are tools for the toolbox. These are the easy things. These are what athletes are doing because it only takes 10 to 20 minutes. And again, it's not that these are bad. It's just there are other things that we should be doing before these, and these should be supplementing what's going on over here. So over here, the most important side, if you're not doing these 4 things, you don't even need to be doing these things. I mean, you can. It's not going to hurt you. But realistically, you got to buckle down. You got to self-analyze. You got to self-reflect and say, hey, I'm not doing these 4. I need to work on this before I'm trying to get bailed out by this. Number 1 is sleep. If you're not sleeping at least 8 hours a night, you're already more likely to get hurt versus an athlete that is getting 8 hours of sleep. The exact percentage, it slipped my mind. I want to say it's around like 30-40% more likely. I know it's absolutely drastic. So don't hold me to those numbers. I'll look it up and post it in the description below. But 8 hours of sleep at least a night, and I mean quality sleep. I don't mean having the TV on or your lights on. There's a lot of research out there that shows it should be a dark room. It should be like a little bit cooler and without any sounds going on. That way our mind can actually rest. We don't want our mind working while we're sleeping. Number 2, number one, sleep is a huge issue in young athletes. But this one's probably the biggest issue in athletes because I don't really think they understand what good nutrition is. Nor are they eating enough in school. Maybe only be getting 1 lunch. I really think you guys need to start taking snacks. Nutrition is going to be probably the biggest deficit or deficiency in our young athletes right now. So if you're not eating right, then definitely get working on that. Reach out to us. We will help you guys with that. We'll educate you or do whatever we can to help you improve that nutritional aspect because that's going to be where your recovery comes from. Number 3, stress management. Very important topic right now. Kids are just getting back to school post-COVID. They're not used to being in school for 2 years, a year and a half, whatever it may be, but it's new to them. They have new stress levels. Stress is going to create fatigue. So we have to understand that, if you have big games, maybe we need to think about, the stress levels of the athletes, maybe not hold them so late, allow them to do their homework or whatever it may be, or just help the athletes learn some mechanisms to cope with the stress or whatever it may be. But something that we have to think about is the stress that our athletes are going through right now because this is a new season it's a new school year and a new season of sports. Last but not least, periodized programming. This is our expertise right here. That's what we do. All of our in-season athletes, we understand this. We make sure that we are peaking at our most optimal games, and that's playoffs for most of our athletes. We make sure we're not bringing that fatigue levels down. And now it does get hard because we are having to work with sports coaches. There are a lot of sports coaches that work directly with us and some that, don't. So there's a lot of guessing on our side too, but at least they're educated guess. But periodized programming is very important to ensure that you're continuing to progress through your performance. You're getting stronger, you're getting faster, and make sure we're not getting into this fatigue state, and then make sure that come playoff time, we are peaking to be at our most optimal performance. And if you're a high school athlete and you're aspiring to play at the college level or professional level, in-season training through a coach that is going to do periodized programming is going to be one of the most important parts of that journey. Not only for the progress of programming and make you stronger, but they're going to be able to educate you on stress management. They're going to be able to educate you on nutrition to a certain degree and sleep, and even help you with these other modalities as well. So again, that's what we specialize in. So if you guys are interested in any of that, definitely reach out to us. But with that being said, that was our topic for this week on recovery. As always, if you have any questions, if you're an athlete, parent, or sports coach, definitely reach out to us. We'll gladly help you, and we look forward to you guys having a successful fall.